to this session. Me, Dr. Atanu Banerjee. I am given the task to give you a brief idea on universal human values, uh, especially for day two. Now, uh, first question that might be striking in your mind, that as a student of technical education, why we should go through this universal human values. Actually, you see, this is actually session of day two. I think yesterday there was another session taken by some other faculty, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So the introductory part of universal human values that is covered by that sir. I am given the task on day two, so I am going to start my session from there itself. So just I'm initially initiating the things, something like a short brief introduction of universal human value. Let me consider the first question which comes to our mind. Okay, sir, that why that universal human value is so important, that as a technical student of an engineering college, we are given the task to learn all those things in a student induction program. Actually, I am giving that thing. Actually, the thing is something like that. You see, my dear students, all of you are just joined. First of all, I am welcoming you all in MCKBIE. But this is true that you people are coming from different areas, different locations with different schools. You have separate syllabus and all. You have gone through this. Someone who might be in CBSE, someone might be in ICSE, someone will be from West Bengal schools. So all of the spices, they are coming to that MCKBIE, and we have a single umbrella here. We are now at this moment the MCKBIN. MCKBN, that means we now onwards, we should abide by the rules, regulations, and all this decided by the college authority and the institute management. Now, what happens, when someone is coming from different regions, different culture, different societies, so when they are fallen into this a single umbrella, and which have certain rules, like we have a specified syllabus, we have a specified tenure, we have a exam schedule, and not only that, the selected operations, we have to go by this scheduled exam process, and we have to score properly in those things, so that we can actually reach to the goal as we are expecting here. But what happens, if these things are not harmonious to us, that means we are not synchronized to this system. Until unless we won't be synchronized to this system, we cannot feel ourselves happy that yes, sir, we have come here and we have reached our goal. Now, that's why what happens, there is different people with different culture, different locality, different syllabus, different schooling. When they are coming to that a single stage, this is the prime issue which student face to adapt with that system, because they are not familiar with this one, because this is new to them, and this is the second day probably you are in MCKB and culture. And what happens, some of the students, they feel happy, some of the students, they feel unhappy for that, because if you are not able to cope up all those things from the day one, and slowly in the proceeding days, definitely you will find yourself deprived. But the thing is that, you see, the same teacher, same syllabus, same institute, same infrastructure, we are delivering the same thing, but we have a different impact to the students. So that is the big issue. Why so? Because we are not actually assessing what are the requirement we have, and whether we are in a position to acquire that thing. So that misunderstanding makes some of the students unhappy, and those who are familiar with this, they become happy, and they become happy with their success, reach, and goal. And definitely, if someone is happy, obviously he had certain goal in the target and achievement aspiration, and that should be meted by the institute. That's why. So why other people are not in a position to do that? For proper judgment and analysis. That's why proper education to the students at the initial days, when they are entering to this new domain of new technical domain, it is essential that they should be trained properly, that what are the needs we have and what are the needs to be analyzed by us, which will make us happy and which will be satisfied, which will make us satisfied, better to say. That analysis is part of this universal human values. Now, this is the preamble basically. Now, I am coming to this. So, in the first day, definitely you have learned something from other faculty. Today, this is day 2. So, obviously, there should be separate thing which I am going to deal. So, first question that might be your, sir, okay, then what are the things you are going to do today? Now, the thing is that whatever I have deliberately mentioned the things, I think that is sufficient to make you understand that what is the need of universal human value in technical domain in SIP of, that means student induction program. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think all of you have that query. Sir, why universal human value we should study it here? Because this is not a technical part, but we have to learn. So that is the analysis actually, so that you can get the proper education to analyze yourself, to self-exploration, explore yourself properly, and you can have the confidence that yes, we can do this. So that education is the part of this universal human value program. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Now, so then the point comes that, okay, sir, so the day 1 that is covered by some of our faculty, slowly you will come to know everyone, or definitely as per the schedule. But here I am, as a Dr. Atanu Banerjee, I am going to conduct my session with these following topics. That means my today's contents are this. What is that? Introduction to UHV. Second, self-exploration. Self-exploration means self-discover. That means you will discover yourself. Natural acceptance, happiness, harmony, aspiration. Aspiration means desire, certain target, prosperity. That means the success, coexistence, mutual existence, self and body. These are the points actually. If I am just explaining in that way, you won't get anything. So let me start with one by one. Am I clear? So these are my topics. I am going to cover it today as per the guideline given to me by the SIP organizers. So I am starting with that. So my first topic is that introduction to UHV. Now the question might be there. The introductory part already we have covered, but that is the core concept, that why UHV is required. But what is UHV? I have to mention that thing. So that's why this is introduction to UHV. I know that these are the things might be covered in my past class, in the past class too, but I am concentrating on this fact in my way, which will make you understand. So first point is that it's a combination of 3 words: universal, human, and values. So let me understood the words individually. What is universal? Universal means existing everywhere or involving everyone. That means the entire universe. When we are telling, that means that is including everyone, everywhere. Next, human. That is all members of homogeneous. You know what human is, but why I am interpreting that is required actually. You see, the biological term of this, Homo sapiens, isn't it? Might be you have gone through this in HS level. So what does it mean by Homo sapiens? Means wise man or knowledgeable man. And that's the thing actually, we are human. That means we are knowledgeable man. We are the wise man. So that's the difference between man and animal. We are living things. But the thing is that man or human being, they are in a position to be educated. So that's why this term is very important. Human. We are the wise man. That means we are knowledgeable. And when we are knowledgeable, then that can be educated properly. And then third one is the values. Principle or quality that is valuable or desirable. That means values means sanskar. That means in simple way, we can come to these principles or ethics. So if we don't have that values in ourselves, we cannot be a good human being. So these three things are the correlation to each other. That means if we can intermingle all those things, so all the humans in the universe who are knowledgeable need to educate it properly with the proper values. And the education system which provide this, that is the universal human values. Thus, you see, that is the last point I'm highlighting this. The UHV is nothing but the quality education that imparts the values to every human beings. That means it's the type of education which imparts the values to the human being. And what is that values? Because we are inherited the values from the day one, from the starting of our birth, because our mother is giving certain education from the day one. We are getting certain values from the family, from the parents, from the society. Every time we are learning, isn't it? So those are the values, definitely. But the thing is that we are with so many values, but we have to be careful that what are the values actually we need to be a good human being, and what are the things we have to assess all those values which will make us happy. Now, then the question is, okay, sir, if a human being itself a wise man or knowledgeable man, what is the need of this valued education? That's why I'm coming to this. Up to this, anyone, any question? If you have any query, you see, I prefer bidirectional communication. So I'm just giving certain hints because these are very simple thing. Only thing is that I will brush up all those things which are required as a UHV and which are required as a student for you to be proper human in future, which is my expectation. So I will prefer bidirectional communication. So up to this, whatever I have explained, is it clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir.
Yes,
Now,
Yes, clear.
yes. Now coming to that, okay, then that might be there, sir. Then as you have mentioned, sir, we are Homo sapiens, we are wiser man, we are knowledgeable man. We have inherited values because we are gradually inculcating all those things from the day one. So what is the need of this additional value education? So that's why, what is the need of this value education? You see, this is the thing actually. Now, need for value education. All human beings aspire for happiness. That is true. I feel everyone who have come here, they are aspiring a good future. Everyone has a expectation that when I am in MCKBIE with such and such department, definitely in future I will have a good job with AC facility and so many things. So happiness is basically a matter which is basically very man to man. Someone is happy with BMW, someone is happy with cycle. Someone is happy with bicycle, someone is happy with aeroplane. So happiness is a point. So it actually differs. So when we are as a teacher, we are placing the thing in front of the student that you see, you have to have certain limit or the legitimate assessment that what are the things you need from here, from this institute for future or for your future family life. And if that is fulfilled, then obviously you are happy. So that is the thing actually here, the need of this valued education. That means that education is essential. Though we are knowledgeable man, we have so many things to learn. But the thing is that this way, if we haven't learned till date. So that's why this session is going on. So here, all the human beings aspire for happiness or fulfillment of everything in life. That's true. I need not to explain all those things because those who are in this session, everyone want to be happy and want to be fulfilled with the all physical facilities they expect. So for human being, there are the two important questions pertaining to this. One is that, what is my aspiration? So that's why I have told you that suppose my friend is happy with BMW, my friend is happy with a laptop, and might be another friend is happy with aeroplane. So we don't know what is the normal requirement of the people, physical requirement of the people. So that's why, first of all, we have to know what is my aspiration. That means what I want actually, what to do, how much I expect. So we have to decide that thing. Second, the question might be that, sir, okay, fine, sir, we have aspired so many things. Only thinking is sufficient for that? Definitely not. Suppose you have come to MCKV, you have got the chance. Some students, they were aspiring MCKV, but they haven't got, so they're unhappy. You are happy because you have aspired MCKV, you have got it. Now, after admitting yourself here, what is your next achievement that should be? That I should be placed properly, I should be knowledgeable so that I can sell myself in front of the good corporates. So this aspiration is important. Now, you have decided, yes, sir, I am MCKV and nowadays and now onwards. So I aspire that there should be a good job. Only aspiration is sufficient? Definitely not. So I have to do what? What is that? I have to be regular. I have to be punctual. Not only that, I have to be very laborious, hardworking, and simultaneously, there should be the thing is that I have to score good with all these things. And obviously, I have to make a good relation with the supporting staff and faculties so that I can get the full access of the knowledge and I can share that in front of the corporate people, and I will be selected in the companies. So that's why, first of all, I have to tell what is aspiration, and next how to fulfill that aspiration. So these are the steps. So first is that I have to have that aspiration, and next step is that I have to fulfill, I have to know that what are the process of fulfilling all those things. Now that's very important, because these two are the things. If we have these tools in my hand, obviously I can reach to the success. Definitely we hope for the best, and if we can reach to that success, I will be happy, and if I am happy, my family will be happy. If my family is happy, then society will be happy, and simultaneously nature around me will be happy. So that's the thing actually. So first of all, we have to change our thinking, that we have to think and we have to be educated that what are the things actually we need. For that purpose, you see, the purpose of this education to facilitate this part, you see, facilitate the development of clarity on aspiration and adequate competence to actualize these things. That means there should be a clear aspiration, and not only that, there should be a competency to achieve this. That's the thing. So that's why education is required, because who are the people? We, the teacher, who can pertaining education to you. So we are the best judge, and we will guide you that you fix up your aspiration and you put up your steps for fulfilling that thing. So we are the guide who will guide you in that process, and that is the process of education, and that's why valued education is essential. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Do you think the session is do you think that is boring, or should I continue in that way?
Sir,
No,
please
sir.
continue.
Should I continue?
You can continue.
Okay,
You
fine,
can
fine,
continue.
fine. Okay. Now the thing is that, so what are the things? So we have learned up to this, that what is human values, what is the valued education, and why do we need valued education? Okay, fine, sir. So up to this, we have understood these things, that what is, why do we need valued education, and what is valued education. UHV is giving you the valued education, and the need for valued education we have understood. But thing is that, so how to get my aspiration, that this is the thing. So that's why self exploration is required. These are part of this universal human value program. So I am coming to my pertinent topic, which is given to me, that is starting from there itself. That is self-exploration. The word itself symbolizes that self-exploration means basically self-discovery. Because I am the person, if I don't know myself, what is the way of knowing myself? as a person, suppose I am Dr. Atanu Banerjee, I know what are my good thing, what are my bad thing, what are my limitation, what I can do. If we can know properly, then I can assess myself correctly, isn't it? So that self-exploration is important in this case. So here you see human values can be understood by an appropriate process of self-discovery because they are potentially there in each and every human beings. I have told you that when we have taken birth in the world, in the lap of my mother, from the day one, we are learning everything. From my mother to my parents, to my family, to my society, to my nature. Every day we are learning anything. When I am talking with my friends, I learned something good, I learned something bad too. So everywhere there is the learning. Only thing is that I have to capitulate all those things together which are good for me and required to build me and to set my aspiration properly. So that is only possible if I know that what is my limitation. For example, I am taking one thing. Why self-exploration is required? Suppose I am considering myself. I am working here as a faculty. I have completed my doctorate and all those things. I am as a faculty. Those who are the student of ECE, even though other department, they will there is a fair chance that you will face me second year onwards because I am the faculty of ECE. Now I have my dream that I should buy a plane. Suppose I'm taking an example. Now you see, there should be feasibility whether my pocket is permitting that, whether I am capable to purchase that thing. Without knowing that thing, if I have a dream, I have an aspiration that I have one day I have my plane or on my own plane, and I am not able to do that, so I will feel deprived. So that's why that is an example. Actually, that is not the practical case. I am not going to buy any plane. That is the practical thing which I am placing in front of you. So my dear students, that is very important. You should have your desire, you should have aspiration, but that should be proper. And that assessment is essential. Now, how you can assess yourself? Only thing is that, suppose taking another example, I am fully conversant with my entire syllabus, which is taught by my teacher in the classes, and I am going to sit the class test tomorrow. If I am confident enough to do that, so obviously I can assess myself, yes, I will do better in my coming exam. So that's the thing. That means the right assessment. And I haven't done anything. I haven't gone through anything. I haven't turned a single page of my note, which is given my teacher. So how can I feel that I will do better in my, so I can aspire that there should be a 25 out of 25, 30 out of 30. But do you think that that is the correct assessment? So first of all, you will explore yourself. What are the things you have already that is inherited? That's why you see this part that is already in each and every human being. We are having that quality, that potential, but we have to inculcate all those things together. And not only that, appropriate process of analysis, that is the self-discover or self-exploration. Now, thus, it is the process. So, thus the process for value education has to be of self-exploration and not to giving summons or telling do's and don'ts. So, if you are confident enough about your goods and bads, so it's not necessary that your parents have to direct you or summons you that you do that, you don't do that, because you know your parents, you know your family, you know the capability of your family, so accordingly you can aspire your dreams. So that's the thing. So what are the tools we have in this then to reach that aspiration? Because ultimately we have to know that how to reach to that aspiration. That aspiration can be achieved by my hard work, by my knowledge, if we can devote ourselves properly into the education, whatever the things delivered by the teachers, whatever the things delivered by our lab support staffs, if we can inculcate all those things outside, definitely these are the acceptance, because I am choosing that, I have chosen that particular field Suppose EC, suppose CSE, suppose electrical, mechanical, whatsoever. So many students are there of different branches. So I have choose. So I have my likings. So to reach to that aspiration, definitely I have to go all those things which are directed by our guides, the faculties, the staff members. If we can follow that, we can go to this. So that self-exploration is essential. So to know yourself, that is the first step. Thus, it is a process of seeing the reality on your own right by our own investigation, observation, and analysis. The thing I have already explained, that is the key word actually. Through this process, we are trying to understand the reality that exists and our participation in it. That means if we can understood that these are my goods, these are my bads, and if you know that, so that reality, if we are participating in that, that is already existing in my mind, that is called natural acceptance. I will come later a little bit afterwards. So that participation is what we are calling values. That means if we know that these principles, that how to explore yourself, how to find the good things of in myself, what are the bad things I have to keep aside. If we know, so these good things, these are the principles, these are the values. As you know, I have mentioned what are the values, the desired thing, the principle, and the deeds. That is the values. So if we can explore ourselves, we can explore our values of my family, my parents, my society, nature around me, then I can explore me properly. So if you can explore yourself properly, then you can judge yourself, you can assess yourself properly, and accordingly you can aspire the thing rightly. So on that case, if you can aspire something, definitely you will reach to that goal. That the process of this part, and this is our self exploration. Am I clear? If you have any queries, you can ask me the question. Is it clear?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now the process of self exploration is something like that. Just taking one example. Self exploration is not something like that. Suppose my friend has given me certain proposal. Yes, you say, Mr. X, you should have a BMW car. That proposal might be from my friends, but that should be verified properly by my natural acceptance. So what is that natural acceptance? The values I have already, the fundamental things according to my family, according to my economic status. And the thing is that whether I am prosperous to that, to buy a car. So these are the things actually, this is that should be verified with of our natural acceptance. Natural acceptance means which is naturally accepted. Means if I am rich, if I am, suppose that is true, Mr. Ambani is one of the richest men in India. So no one is going to ask him, Mukesh Ambani, that sir, Mukesh ji, aap ek Mercedes kharid lijiye. So that is basically a ridiculous thing, isn't it? That means the quality he has at this moment, at this juncture, he can easily purchase that. So the thing is that we need to verify all those things, whether the proposal which is coming from others or from the society, which is acceptable to me. Next, that is technical. Next, we have to prove it experimentally. That means we have to verify that. Suppose I am considering that, yes, this is the example sir told. So my dream is that I will buy a Mercedes car. Okay, that is my expectation. So I have to live with that expectation. And if I am able to earn that amount of money, then well, I will have that money. So I will purchase that thing. No one knows who will do this, and I will be happy. And if I can do so, my parents will be there in the car. That will be another thing. So my family will be happy. Parallelly, the society will be happy, because in a society there is one car. So experimental values, but if it is true, then only it is possible. Now, if you find that no, I am working in a school and I am dreaming a Mercedes car. So that's why that experimental validation is essential. That means you have to be practical. practical on your aspiration. If it is practical and valid, then you are happy, family happy, society happy. And if it is not, it's better to live that aspiration and you set your goal according to your requirement. So that is the thing. That's why this is basically, one is theoretical analysis, another is practical analysis. Both of them are essential. If both of them are matching, then you have the right understanding about yourself. You are capable enough to buy this. Okay, you buy that. You have the money, you purchase it, no problem. But the thing is that if you are not in a position, so first you verify this one. And if you feel that no, this is not cup of my tea to purchase a Mercedes or uh, BMW, so don't go for this. There are so many things, aspiration is there. You set a goal accordingly and do the things. That is another thing. Whatever I have told, that is written over there, you can go through this. Next one is the natural acceptance, the basis for right understanding. That is very important. I have already mentioned all those things, but the thing is that these are actually the values. I have told you that from the day one, if we consider when we have taken birth in the lap of my mother, from the day one, mother is giving certain teachings to me. Love, affection, so many things. And slowly, gradually, as we keep on going, getting older, so many values from the mother, parents, family, society, and our nature surrounding us. You know that without the umbrella, if you are going to the hot summer in the sun, what will be the effect of that one? What is the importance of AC? All those things. And these are the natural things. So we have a clear knowledge and values. So these are the fundamental things which we are grabbing day by day. And we have to be obedient to this one. That is very important. So that's why you see the natural acceptance. This is the thing. The natural acceptance has to do something fundamental, some related to our purpose, something related to our basic desires. That is the thing. When we ask a question related to this and we got the definite answer from our natural acceptance. So the thing is that these are the things. If you ask yourself a question, that is a hot summer, outside is very hot, whether should I go into the sun without umbrella? Definitely your mind will say no, don't go. Why? Because that is the values we have. If we can go there, what are the consequences you have to face? So the things already which are embedded inside me by this process of growing are the values. And these are the values which have to take care, and that is nothing but the natural acceptance. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
The thing is that, okay, fine. Now, some of the characters of natural acceptance are this. It does not change with time. Definitely. I am a very calm and cold man. Usually, I should be calm and cold. Whether I am in MCKB, whether I am in school, whether I am in Gangtok, whether I am in America. It doesn't change with place. Same thing I have mentioned. That means natural acceptance is the fundamental thing which that is embedded inside me. So there should be one student from one family and other student from other family. There may be natural certain variation in their natural acceptance, and that's why, my dears, I have told you the aspiration of you and aspiration of your friend might be different, because that is proper judging of this, and depending upon the aspiration, if it is set, that can be reached undoubtedly, no problem. Nobody can stop you. So it does not change with place. It does not change with the individual. It is uncorrupted by likes and dislike or assumptions or belief. It is a part of a parcel of your being, and we don't need to create it. It create করার দরকার হয় না, because we doesn't create, because that is already inherited in me, and it is definite. These are the prime characteristics of the natural acceptance. And that's why natural, so in summary, if we come to this, what is natural acceptance? Acceptance are the required values of our life, which is already inculcated or inherited from the day-to-day life. Only thing is that we have to be abide by this, and we have to follow this so that we can rightly assess and understand our needs. And if we can understand that thing by self exploration, then we will aspire that and we will get that, and that aspiration will be fulfilled. And if it is fulfilled, so we will be prosper, then it will prosper ourselves in future. So that's the thing. Thus, as we refer to our natural acceptance, we become self-referential. So you see, so if these are the points we have, and it is basically immovable, irreversible, or it is not able to change, so it's self-referential. Definitely we can take it as a reference, and usually every human being have their own natural acceptance according to their family structure, according to their social structure. So if we can abide by this, so that will be the best thing for aspiring the thing. Because my dears, always you should keep in your mind that initial thing which I have told, because the first question might be there, why should we learn this? Because so many students are coming here, some of them are happy with the culture, some of them are not. Who are not with this, that should be the proper right education for them, that how to make me happy. Because those who are unhappy, that means they are not able to assess themselves properly according to their natural acceptance or self-exploration. So for that, this valued education is essential. So to conclude this, the complete process of self-exploration is right understanding as the concrete outcomes. So our proper outcome এর জন্য আমার এটা দরকার. So that's the thing actually. Next, coming to that, if we can explore myself, so next one is the happiness. These the words actually very common, very common. You know, we are used to it, but the thing is that we are used to it for delivery. But the thing is that whether we can explore the inner meaning of this one. So that is the part of this universal human value. That's why I'm here to teach you something about this. Now, the thing is that happiness. What does it mean by happiness? Happiness is basically the peace of mind, according to the English dictionary. But the thing is that if you would take it as a universal human value program, so as stated earlier, the proposal for happiness is the state or situation in which I live. Usually, every human being, they want to be happy and they want to be inside happy, isn't it? Unhappy people, nobody want to be unhappy. So if there is harmony, this word is important, I will explain slightly later, or synergy in it, it is naturally acceptable to me to be in that state and situation, obviously. Now, the first of all thing is that I'm coming to this harmony. This word is important, harmony. Agreement of ideas, feelings, or actions, or pleasing combination of different parts. I'm taking one example. I have gone there in Najrul Munch and to hear some musical concert. Here, every instrument is creating different sound. But when all together they are harmonious, the harmony means when you will come to my, means those are in EC, if you are coming to that communication lab, we'll give you the explanation of harmony in technical term is slightly different. But here, the agreement of ideas, feelings, and actions or pleasing combination of different parts. So what was my example? I have gone to hear certain concert, live concert. Here, every instrument is generating separate sound, but all together is creating a good sound, and which is basically boosting the voice of the singer. So it is supporting it. So it is an harmonious environment. That means if all together are agreed and pleasing combination, then it's harmony. So the thing is that what makes me happy? Suppose I have desired something, my aspiration is that is only my aspiration. My family doesn't like this. My society doesn't like this, even though the natural acceptance is not putting me to that direction. So do you think that will make me happy? Definitely not. So it is very important the state of situation in which I live. So the state of situation in which I live, I like to live in that situation, and which will be harmonious. Harmonious means acceptable to all. Then according to the natural acceptance, will be in a state of happiness, and that should be happy. I am taking one example because these are the technical terms. It needs to be elaborated properly. Suppose I am in MCKVI, and I have a dream that I should purchase one good laptop. Probably my parent has committed to me. The day you will receive that thing, your parents are happy to give you that one, and you will be happy to receive that one, isn't it? So that makes you happy because this is a harmonious situation, because both of them, the parents means your family, and you simultaneously, all of them are happy. So that is very important, this word. If there is harmony or synergy in it, that means the aspiration you have, and you have that aspiration which is harmonious to your society, family and all, then that is the perfect happiness. So happiness is nothing but harmony, because if it is harmonious, then you will be happy, isn't it? So that's why. So what is unhappy? Definitely, if it is disharmony, contradictions is there. That means I am thinking something, my fellow colleagues are thinking other something others, my parents are thinking something others, my friends are thinking something other. So do you think that you will be happy enough to take that decision? So that's why this is very important that we should stay in happiness with the harmony. So that is the thing. So this is harmony. This is so far. So what is our aspiration then? A strong desire to achieve something. Aspiration mane ki? That means I want to be something in future. So that aspiration is essential. A strong desire to achieve something. That is aspiration. Usually all human beings usually aspire something to achieve by natural acceptance. That is true. Tell me anyone who doesn't aspire to be rich. You tell me one who aspire not to be happy. Everyone like this. So these are our natural acceptance. But the thing is that happiness, I should be happy with certain aspiration. You should be happy with certain other aspirations. So there may be difference. But the thing is that the aspiration will be this. So that is a strong desire to achieve something. And that's why we are fighting, isn't it? You want to be an engineer, you want to be a technocrat because you want to aspire in your life. Certain have to be that I want to be a good software engineer, certain want to be a good electronics engineer, certain want to be, I would be a good communication engineer. So the aspiration might be different, but the thing is that there should be an aspiration. So what is that aspiration? Aspiration is not that firm belief and the desire, isn't it? So that's why I have told you that it's a umbrella in MCKVI. You are coming from different localities, different society, different school. Now here, when you are inside this structure, certain students might be very happy, certain students might be happy, or might be something like else. So that is what is happiness and what is unhappiness. So if we compare these two, the state or situation in which I live, everyone like that I should be happy. Unhappiness, that state or situation in which I live, that is also some of the people. If there is harmony and synergy, so happiness only possible if it is permitting to me by nature, by family, as a whole individual, and like this. And if it is not, then that is disharmony or contradiction. Contradiction means, conflict. I am thinking something, my parents are thinking something others. Do you think that you will be happy for that? Definitely not. Then it is a naturally acceptable to me to be that state or situation. So it is natural. Everyone want to be happy. So that is our natural acceptance. And obviously unhappiness, that is not naturally acceptable, isn't it? to be in the state of harmony or synergy or happiness. That means that is true. Same thing, that when I am aspiring something that should be harmonious to my family, society, culture, then only I should be happy. Otherwise, I should suppose I doesn't have the capacity. I have purchased a Mercedes car. I am taking same example so that you can relate. Taking a huge loan from the bank and I am unable to repay that thing. I have a car. Do you think that that car will be sufficient for you and give you happiness? So it need to be a synergy with your income, with your social structure, with your profession, which permits all those things. If it is so, then okay, fine. That's why the education is needed. So what are the things I will aspire? I can aspire anything that I'll be Elon Musk. Do you think that you will be? And maybe in future. So you aspire the thing according to your natural acceptance. That's the thing. So self-exploration is important, aspiration is important, and simultaneously the harmony is important. These are the very important criteria in our life. Actually, we are not doing so. Blindly, you are taking our own decision, and ultimately we become unhappy because there should be a number of contradictions which cannot be fulfilled by us and which creates problem. And when it creates problem, you will feel yourself basically deprived, unhappy. So before initiating any of the curricula, you start with the any of the curriculum or any of the things that may be technical, that may be general science, or that may be because you are creating your career way. So you have to be very delinquent with this one, that what are the things, what is the self-expression, what is my good things, and accordingly I will aspire and I will fit my aspiration. And accordingly I will go by that. If it is harmonious, then definitely I will be happy. So this is my happiness. And if it is not, then it will be unhappy. So everyone's every human being want to be happy. So we have to be logical, we have to be systematical. And what are the things I have explained to up to this? If we can go by that, definitely it will reach to that goal. So if we are that, then the thing is that I am happy with my family, I am happy with my parents, I am happy with myself, I am happy with my aspiration. It's harmonious. Let's go for prosperity. So the thing is that what is meant by prosperity? Prosperity is the feeling of having more than the required physical facility. Now, what is physical facility? I'm just taking one or two things, just make you right understanding of this, because that might be there, that everywhere, sir, you are taking the example of Mercedes car or BMW car. These are all physical facilities. If we have this, then there is a peace of mind. I will give you that what is self and body a little bit afterwards. So happiness is the peace of mind. It's a feeling, it's a consciousness. If I have this, I want to achieve this, I have achieved it, okay, I am happy. But the prosperity is basically, according to universal human value, prosperity is the feeling of having more than the required physical facility. Like that, I need a single bike, but I have two bikes. So definitely, I feel myself proud, yes, because I need one, but I have two, more than required. That is the basic requirement I have, but I have more than that. Now, in terms of money, I am coming. I need 20,000 rupees. Let me take it as example. 20,000 rupees for running my life in initial days of my life. 20,000 rupees. But I am earning lakhs of rupees. Don't you think that that is the prosperity? Because I deserve 20,000, but I am getting more than that. But the thing is that, my dears, that's the thing is that there is a big mistake, because I should deserve something and my physical facility should be at part to that. That is the right way of earning. If I'm not deserving that thing and I have more than that, what I expect. So that is the wrong way of earning. So you should be very proper. Your assessment should be right. Your self exploration should be right. And natural acceptance should be right, which permit all those things. If all these things are harmonious and still you have the more than required physical facility, definitely it's prosperous for you. So that's why there are the two basic requirements we have: the right assessment of the need for physical facility. That's why I have told you that what I expect, whether I am really permitted for that. If it is so, then that is the right way of earning, and I am prosperous because I need a flat. I have two flats. I have earned on my own money, by on my man. I mean, owned by my own earning. But you know what happens today in the news, digital news and TVs. You have seen so many things, so many things. Do you think that that prosperity is expected? So definitely not. So that's the thing. Actually, what I want to mean, prosperity is the feeling of having more than the required physical facility. Everybody wants that. I have a Maruti car. I expect I should have a Honda car. I have a Honda car. I should desire for Mercedes. That is the expectation, but whether that is permissible within my limit. So right assessment, self-exploration, that is essential for this. So that's why prosperity is defined by these two parameters: right assessment of your need for physical facility along its required quantity, kota lagbe kotota lagbe, right assessment dorkar, ensuring the availability and production more than the required of physical facility. So if you are right judge, you have assessed properly your requirement, and now you are able to proceed to purchase that thing, either BMW or Mercedes or Honda or Maruti, at par your aspiration. And if you are having that, and if that is plenty of things you have, like I want a car, I have two cars. Obviously, according to universal human value definition, more than the required physical facility. So obviously, so I have a cycle, and also I have a cycle, by using bicycle you can move. I have a cycle, parallel I have a bike. I have a bike, parallelly I have a four-wheeler. So these are the prosperity, isn't it? So in that way, we can explain the prosperity thing. So right judgment in the main thing. Again, I am coming to this, revising the thing. Right judgment by self-exploration and natural acceptance with the proper harmony will give you the prosperity. And if you are prosperous, then definitely you will be happy enough. So we can have a feeling of prosperity only if we are able to do the right assessment of your physical needs. That is very important, as I am mentioning all the time. Right assessment is essential. Otherwise, there may be the chance of any complexity on the problem. The right assessment of physical needs along with their required quantity will come through right understanding. Without the right assessment, the feeling of prosperity cannot be assured. That's the thing I have told you just now. Regardless of the availability of the application of the physical facility that we may have been able to do. So that's the thing. That's why this is important. Now the thing is that what does it mean by assessment? The action or an instance of making a judgment about something. That's the assessment. Assessment means to judging yourself, judging your aspiration. These are very important. The understanding, because right understanding is another word. So the understanding, the ability to understand something or comprehension. That means if you understood yourself that it's logical, it's right, and the assessment is okay, then you go for it. When you have a feeling of prosperity, you will naturally think of nurturing and enriching others. Obviously, that is very important. If I am prosperous, I have a plenty of money, plenty of, why I am mentioning plenty, because I have more than the required physical facility. So suppose I need to run my life 20,000, but I have 2 lakh earning per month. So I can do using that thing, I can reinvest it at, I can open a company where I will give the appointment to some technocrats who will work under me, and as they will be happy with their salary, they will make me happy. So when I am prosperous, then that will enrich others too. And if I am unhappy, if I am feeling deprived, so I will start exploiting others too, isn't it? So it's a mutual effect. Now, process of continuity of happiness and prosperity. Yeah, that's true, and it's not nothing to mention, because the thing already I have explained, that if everything is according to my wish, my desire, according to my assessment, my understanding, and I am happy and simultaneously prosperous, so that is very important, and it will make me happy simultaneously. So what are the important things? The span of our living at the following four levels. That means we can assess ourselves rightly and understand ourselves rightly if we are having following four levels. As an individual human being, if I am happy and prosperous, then definitely I am happy, prosperous, because I have a right understanding and right aspiration. As a member of the family, if I am happy, obviously, and my family is also happy, obviously that's true. As a member of the society, I have told you that thing. Initiate from yourself. If you are happy, then you start understanding that whether my happiness is making others happy, that means my parents are happy, my family happy, then go for society, then for nature. So these are the four things actually, if we are having this. Now this thing is that as an individual human being, this is very important. So I have to know what the human being is. It's a wise man, it's a knowledgeable man. That's why we need to go for human values. That's true. That's true. I'm also agreed. But the thing is that I have to know myself properly. So what I am actually. So basically, every human being is built by self and body. This is the two things. Make it very clear. So that's why it's the coexistence of self and body. So what does it mean by self and what does it mean by body? I have to understand. So perfect happiness will be if the coexistence of self and body, then self is happy and as well as the body is happy, then the thing is that I am happy as a human being. And if I am happy as an individual, then I will go for this member, then for society, then for nature. And if they are happy, obviously this is making me happy, 100% happier, and I'll be prosperous too simultaneously. So I have to know what the self is and what are the body is. So before coming to this, so as a human being, the self and body, both of them are coexistence. So what does it mean by coexistence? In fact, of living or existing together at the same time or in the same place. Coexistence means mutually existing. Suppose in my family, me, my parents, we are coexisting, isn't it? So that is coexistence. That means the same time, same place in my home. So in a human being, there are the two things. One is self. Self means conscience, my mind. And body means the physical structure of ours. That means what we are looking by my naked eyes. That's the body. That means every human being is consisting of two things. One is self, another is body. So what is self? The identity, character, essential quality of any person or things. And you see, the self is basically the identity, character, or essential quality of any person or things. That is the thing. That means basically our mind, our brain, which is working. So if I'm, and a body is the physical structure, that is my body, physical body, biological structure, a body, a physical whole structure of live or dead person or animal. So we are not animals, so we are the person, human beings having knowledge and measurement. So our body is the physical structure and self is the mind. So human being means it's a coexistence of both of these. Now, another is conscience. Conscience is nothing but the self, a state of awareness or sense that one's action or intentions are either morally right or wrong, along with the feeling of obligation to do the right thing. So that thing, that decision is taken by our consciousness, conscience, and that's the self. Now the question might be there, okay, sir, you tell me. So you see the proposal that the human being is coexistence of self and body. Obviously, if you can't make yourself apart, that I have only self, I have only physical body. No, definitely. As a person, as a human being, you have both of them. And that's why it's a coexistence of self and body. body. Now I am coming now. You might be asking me this question, sir. You give one example that as a human being, I have the self and body simultaneously. Anyone asking me any question? Hello?
No, sir.
Someone's audio
sir.
is on, I think.
And I have a question.
You ask me a question.
Sir, particular inequality, if we have, we want to achieve, how I will, or we will proceed?
I couldn't get you. Actually, just repeat the thing again.
Equality, human quality, we want to achieve it. Then how we will proceed?
How will you proceed? Take one example. Suppose you want to be successful in life. Success may be in different way. Someone is working in an NGO, someone is working in a corporate sector, someone is in the field of teaching. I am as an engineer, I am not in a corporate but in teaching. So if I am happy in my working, then that is fine. So how I can feel that I am happy to this? Because if my environment, my work profession give me mental satisfaction and physical satisfaction, then it's okay. So that is the thing. So what are the need for what are the following steps to reach to that goal? First of all, you have to know that in a teaching profession, suppose you want to be a good teacher, so you have to have that knowledge that you can inculcate that thing to your students. Your delivery should be right. You should be in a position to make other understand. Your oratory should be right. Not only that, you have to be knowledgeable. Simultaneously, another thing, you have to know that when I am speaking something like that, you have raised me the question. Before you raising the question, I know that what are the question, it might come from the students. So I have to be prepared with that one, so that if you have asked me the question and I am not able to give you the answer, you won't be happy, and simultaneously I will be unhappy too. So what makes me happy? You are satisfied, simultaneously I am satisfied. So if my answer is satisfying you, then only it will be harmonious. So that is another step, that you have to prepare yourself in such a way that you should be presentable in front of the students. Similarly, in any of the aspiration, any of the nature, any of the character you say. So the aspiration is your vision. That means that is the target. And you have to put yourself in the certain steps to achieve this. These steps is taken by self-exploration. That means if you want to be a successful software engineer, definitely you need not to have the same quality which as a teacher required. You want to be a good politician, so need not have the same quality you should have for a politician will have for the same software engineer. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So it's your decision that what is my aspiration, and accordingly I will decide it that this is my aspiration. So how to reach that aspiration? If you want to be a politician, definitely you have to start from the student life, and accordingly you have to take your steps so that you can be a leader in future. And that leadership quality you have to have. Not necessarily that leadership will match with the corporate leadership. A manager in a corporate doesn't have that quality which a manager or the leader of the political leaders have. So you can easily understood that the process of achieving the aspirations are different way. And that's why I have told you that the same group of students, some of them are happy, some of them are unhappy. Some of them have certain aspiration, might be a good software engineer, might be a good corporate engineer, might be a good technocrat, might be a good teacher, might be a good educationist, academician, and might be a good NGO people. But the thing is that they have their own admiration. Accordingly, they will decide that how to do this. So that's why this is only possible. I doesn't have any political understanding, but I want to be a political leader. Do you think that I will be succeed in my life?
No, sir. Definitely not.
So that's why self-exploration is essential. I'm telling you why, because you see, that is a very broad area. I'm telling you. Here you see, obviously, suppose some of the students, they are in a CSC, some of the students, they are in electronics. And usually what we face that guardians are coming, even though before admission, some of the guardians, they have cancer. You tell me which one will the best suited branch for my child. Always I have told them, you consult with your son or daughter. They are the best judge. If they feel that I will be happy enough to in CSE, so he will fight for CSE and he will succeed in life. So the decision should be taken from your inner soul, and that inner soul is only supportive if your natural acceptance and assessment is right. I cannot do a single line of programming. Do you think that I will be successful in my career in future as a software engineer?
No, sir.
So that's the thing. So that's why this education, you see, these are not certain lines, it is written here. It's a practical thing. So now the question might be there. So self-exploration, natural acceptance, the harmonious things. Why this is important? Because if I am aspiring something like you have asked me the question, you have certain aspirations. So definitely you should sit with your parents. First of all, you have to be decided that yes, I want this. Then you discuss with your parents, they will support you, and the entire society automatically will be with you if you are confident enough to have this goal. So that step is essential. So to be a good engineer, what are the things required? You have to be sensible, you have to be regular, you have to be hardworking. Not only that, you have to be a good student, good listener. These are the things. And as you proceed further in the course of time, you will understand that what is the process of technical education. So gradually you will grow accordingly and you will reach to the goal. That's why MCKBN has such a good placement and campusing and all, because they are successful, they can follow. And those who are not abiding by this, obviously there should be certain unhappiness initially, but all of them are successful in future, near future. Am I clear?
Yes.
Achha. Now the thing is that, so now the question might be there, just sir, fine, you told me that this is a coexistence of self and body. So take one example that yes, I am me, I. So how can I segregate in self and body? Oh, take one example. I'm taking one example. Suppose I have a feeling with red rose. I become happy because certain people, they like yellow flower, certain red flower, color sensation. So suppose Mr. X who loves to have red rose, but simultaneously he is very hungry. Now he is very hungry. Hunger is generated by the body from the stomach, and red nose feeling, that is by the mind. Decision is taken by the mind. Now, so when you are hungry, which is the first requirement you have? Definitely food. If you are not provided that physical parameter, physical quantity, that's why this is a physical quantity, a physical structure with the physical quantity. So if I am hungry, I need food first. And after having this, if I am giving a red rose, then I will be completely happy because I have this food. I am not hungry now, and simultaneously I have the red rose too, which I prefer simultaneously. কারোর আনমিউট হয়ে আছে, একটু মিউট করে দাও। হ্যালো, হ্যালো, একটু মিউট করো মাইকটাকে। হ্যালো,
একবার ডেকে দেবে না?
এক্সকিউজ মি, মিউট করে দাও। হ্যাঁ, so that's that so you can come to this conclusion that yes, the happiness not only by physical means, but also by mental means. So there is the two things. A human being is happy when self and body, both of them are coexistence. Definitely, everybody has the body and as well as self. And self means the conscience. If I am happy both in self and body, then I am absolute happy. And if we have a harmony, definitely that is the uh, perfect happiness. And if I am happy, obviously I will prosper in the life. So to understand too realistic, we can start by looking the needs and activities and response of the self and body. Here you see, that is a chart basically. Here you see self always be in happiness, isn't it? Physical facility, body happy ki jinisher upore because the physical facility, like example food, ami jeta ekটু আগে দিলাম, or happiness, respect, that means peace of mind, that means the mental thing basically. Time, happiness always, it is infinite, that means all the time every human being, self always, because mind always want to be happy, but physical thing that is temporary. Because food is such a thing, when it is given to my body, then the body is happy. If I'm hungry because I have I haven't eat any food, so it's a time limited thing. Because every time, if let me take one example. Happiness in self, it's a continuous process. Happiness in body, if it is a continuous process, then a person have to eat every time, every second, throughout the day, throughout the month, throughout the year, and throughout the life. And what will be the effect of that? Do you think that will be happy? Definitely not. So there is a sharp difference between self and body. Self is continuous process, body is temporary process. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes,
Then
sir.
Yes, sir.
it's a quantitative process, it's a qualitative process. Because quality, because what makes me happy? Good music, harmonious music. And quantitative process, it makes me happy in case of physical quantity. That means I can eat 2 shingaras, 2 samosas, 4 samosas, like that. It's a quantity dependent. Fulfilled by this right understanding, right feeling, because it's a mental thing. And physiochemical things, because I am quenched, thirsty. So what quench my thirst? Glass of water, cold drinks, isn't it? Activity, desire, thought, expectation, sorry. So these are the activity. And what is the physical activity of body? Eating, walking, running, like that. Time is constant, continuous, temporary. Response, knowing, assuming, recognizing, fulfilling. These are the things, all the mental game. That means which is controlled by my brain. And recognizing, fulfilling, that means what makes me my physical body happy? If I am not thirsty, if I am not hungry, that means my stomach is filled with food, isn't it? So like that. So the needs of self and body, the need of self is happiness, that is the feeling respect leading to happiness, while the need of body is the physical facility. আমি যে কথাটা বললাম একটু আগে, so I am repeating the same thing. Already I have mentioned all those things. All needs related to self are continuous in time, while the body is time limited. These are all true things. The activity of self and body, the self has the activity of desire, thought, exception, which are continuous process. On the other hand, these are different representation actually to make you understand. And any activity of the body like eating, walking, etc. are the temporary in time. That's true, temporary, but because I am hungry when I have the hunger, isn't it? Might be I am habituated to have my lunch at 12. So at 12 around, I should feel hungry. When I am getting my food, so the hungerness will be disappeared. So I will be happy physically then. So it's a temporary process. But happiness in mind, I am happy because I have got the job. And when I am with the job, obviously it's a continuous process. So self is a continuous process and body is basically a temporary process. So continuous happiness is the self and temporary happiness is the body. So as a whole, when self and body are coexistence in a human being, so as a whole, the human being will be happy when both of them are happy. Am I clear? বুঝতে পারলাম কি?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Now,
sir. Yes, sir.
so many things I have mentioned here today. So what is the key takeaways? Change yourself with right assessment and understanding that can change the rest of the world around you with harmony or happiness. That is the main takeaway. That means right assessment of yourself, right understanding on yourself. Accordingly, the aspiration and fulfilling the aspiration will make you happy, your family, your society, and nature. If that is harmonious to all. That's the final verdict. And what I have told you that why this education is required, I have told you so many times, because what happens when the students, they are entering to the engineering, they feel that I am now the corporate engineer. That's not the বাস্তব. এটা কিন্তু reality নয়. So my dear students, be sincere from the day one. Why this human value education entered into that SIP? Because you have to understand the requirement of your success. You have to understood. You have to rightly assess and understand your aspiration, desire, and accordingly you have to set your goals and according to move properly in coordination with your guides, teachers, and supporting staffs. So that's all, my dears. This is so far my session. Thank you. If you have any queries, you can raise your question, because this is actually out of the technical domain, but that is very much important too, according to SIP program. So I am given the task. I have tried to give you certain enlightenment on this. I feel that I am successful and you are happy. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. If you have any queries regarding this, yes, sir. Yeah. Ask me the question. Have you any question, please?
Sir, I have a question not regarding this topic. I have a question that this session after the SIP program will be continued.
Will
So
be
that we can, if we have any question later regarding this, we may ask you.
Definitely. No problem. That's you are the student of MCKB, you are student of ours. So if you have the name or you know that teacher particularly, you can come and contact him. No problem. Okay.
Okay.
Or anyone, any question?
No, sir.
Okay. So thank you all for participating in my session. I'm winding my session over here. This is Dr. Atanu Banerjee. Will come to know in near future when we will come to EC department, because I have the faculty of EC. Okay. Thank you for your participation. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.